Well, more than 23,000 fans packed the Kohl Center last weekend to watch the Wisconsin Badgers home opening series against two-time defending national champion Minnesota Duluth. And fans went home happy. The Badgers won 6-2 on Friday night, 3-1 on Saturday night for a weekend sweep, and they jumped 11 spots to 6th in the U.S. College Hockey Online poll. This weekend, 13th-ranked Clarkson comes to town. I'm Brian Posick, and head coach Tony Granato joins us next on the Badger Hockey Digest. Deflected. Here's Holloway looking for Doogie. He's got it. Breakaway. Empty net. Goal for Wisconsin. It will be a weekend sweep of the back-to-back national champs. Well, Tony, a good weekend last weekend against UMD, a very good team. Brought 20 guys back from last year's team that won the national championship, their second in a row. And, you know, it was a tight game throughout Friday night, but you score 5 unanswered to win that game 6-2. And then Saturday, a little bit different. Got a couple of goals in the second period, an empty netter in the third, and you win that one 3-1. Very encouraging signs both Friday and Saturday for different reasons.
You're right. I think the excitement and the buzz, we've gotten a lot of attention because of the freshman class coming in from, pretty much the whole hockey world. To have 23,000 people, in the building, these two games was really fun for us. And then as the games went on, obviously we were playing against a great opponent like you just talked about. Friday night's game, I thought we skated great. There was a period there for about 10 minutes of the game where, it was kind of even. We were kind of playing a little chess match, and then all of a sudden we got skating again and kind of took the game over as it went on, and we're able to pull away a little bit. And then Saturday's game, without that same energy level, guys were drained from the emotions and what it took to beat them on Friday. We had to play a completely different game, much more patient, much more disciplined defensively, and we're able to win a really tight checking game. And that's really good for a young team. Mm-hmm. You got to remember we don't have a ton of experience game-wise for college experience with our lineup that we're using, but they're kids that are hungry to learn and hungry to find ways to get better, and to be able to do that on Saturday night against such a great team obviously was a big step for our program.
Yeah, and Friday night, what a great way to start the home schedule. One of your fantastic freshmen, Cole Caulfield, scores less than a minute in. He had 2 goals. Owen Lindmark had a couple of goals, and fans finally got to see what these young men are all about.
I mean, they were great. And Turcotte scores the big goal on the power play on Saturday night. The rest of the freshmen, I thought, were really, really solid poised. Dylan Holloway made some great plays. And assisted on Baker's goal, and then another assist on a different goal. So they were great. Mike Borlicki, who couldn't play Friday because of an injury, came back on Saturday, jumped into the lineup without practicing all week against probably the hardest forechecking team in college hockey. Handled that extremely well. So our young guys have already shown that they're ready to help us and be big parts of our team moving forward.
Yeah, and some veterans too, Linus Weissbach and Ty Pelton, Bice, Tarek Baker, who you mentioned, and your goaltender Daniel Lebedeff. He stopped 57 of 60 shots and was named the #1 star in the Big Ten. He was very, very solid, wasn't he?
He was outstanding, and last year his play was really good at times, and then it would drop off at times. And I think to get a consistent weekend in like he just had, especially early in the year against that team, is going to be a big confidence boost for him and a big confidence boost for our teammates that play in front of them. And you mentioned Baker and those guys and Bice and who's your other mentioned?
Weissbach.
And Weissbach. They were outstanding. And the other guy, Sean Doogie, he got the empty net goal, but what he did and how he played defensively is why he was on the ice when the goalie was pulled. He played really, really solid hockey. I thought their line was great. Weissbach's game on Friday was his best game since he's been here. So those guys, Weissbach, Turcotte, Caulfield together, they play like that. I mean, they're going to create a heck of a lot of chances for us offensively, but it also gives me the ability to put them against the other team's top lines because they played great defensively.
Yeah, that line, by the way, 10 goals, 23 points through 4 games. And I mentioned Daniel Lebedeff. He was very good against UMD. Let's take 2 minutes with the Badgers sophomore netminder. I know you spent the summer back home in your native Finland, and you worked out with some pro goaltenders and your longtime coach. So tell us who you were working out with and how you think those workouts benefited you going into this year.
So it's a goalie group called Goalie Pro,
It's coached by goalie coach Jukka Ropponen. He's been a coach in a lot of European teams, including Switzerland and Jokerit from Helsinki and all that. And there's been players like Atte Tolvanen, who played in Northern Michigan last year, and now he's playing Finnish Pro. And then Penn State goalie Oskar Autio, which is pretty cool. And then there's been Casimir Kaskisuo, who was a UMD goalie and signed with Toronto. And I've been working out with him, with Nicholas Backstrom, who was the Minnesota Wild goalie for a while, and just like kind of a lot of European guys.
Yeah. So how did that help?
It's a lot of different stuff. I think it's helping me a lot with my skating. We have a 6 a.m. skate every Wednesdays, where we just focus on skating, and it's kind of tough to wake up in like 5 a.m. for that, but it seems to help a lot. So.
Sure. Yeah, your skating, your push, your lateral movement, you seem very compact this year, more so than last year. So how are you a different goaltender now than maybe you were as a freshman?
Yeah, we worked on being more calm and just maybe work on my positioning too, and just using my feet more than sliding. And I think just that was our main focus during the summer. And I think it's like showing, especially last weekend against UMD, it showed a lot.
Yeah, it certainly did. Daniel, you stopped 57 of 60 shots. You sweep the Bulldogs, the two-time defending national champs, and you're the #1 star in the Big Ten this week. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's always an honor to get picked like that. It's my first award in Wisconsin, and of course it was a great to sweep the back-to-back national champion. Just I think that might have been one of the biggest wins of my career here in Wisconsin.
The Learfield IMG College Directors Cup, the highly recognized mark of distinction in college athletics across all divisions, both men's and women's sports. Follow your favorite team's pursuit for excellence in this prestigious annual award through thedirectorscup.com, USA Today, or L Directors Cup on Twitter. Learfield IMG College Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics since 1993.
We heard from Daniel Lebedeff a little bit ago. What's different about him that you've seen?
I think just, he's gone through it. Last year was a year where I played him in a lot of situations that were difficult for freshmen. We went into North Dakota. I threw him in the net twice there. Went in Ohio State, didn't play a good game. I threw him back in there. There were different situations where normally for young goalies you probably would have tried to protect him a little bit. Last year I did the opposite. I tried to put him in positions where they were really challenging. And some of the times he stepped up and did a great job. Other times he had to battle through it. And hopefully, what he had gone through last year has helped him, coming in this year on what to expect. So I just think his poise, I think the work he put in this summer, he stayed back in Finland and had a tremendous goaltending coach and other NHL goalies to work with. I think the plan that he had in place was very effective on helping his confidence to come into this season ready to go.
Yep. And as I mentioned at the outset, Wisconsin's jumped up to 6th in the U.S. College Hockey Online poll, and that happens when you beat the 3rd-ranked team in the country, but you got the 13th-ranked team in the country coming here too, Clarkson, which is a little bit different than what UMD threw at you.
They are, but they play the same way. Like they're going to try to run us. They're going to try to play over physical, especially that they're D-stepping up both at our line and the neutral zone. They're going to be harder around the net. So it'll be a more of an NHL-style game than a college wide-open style that maybe you'll see when we play Penn State or some other teams that kind of go end-to-end. So I think it's the same mentality we have to have that we went into Duluth. We're going to have to go back hard for pucks. I thought our puck retrievals or our breakouts, whatever you want to say, we went back for the puck with a purpose. Our forwards worked to get back to support our D, and we didn't allow Duluth to get a lot off of the forecheck, and that's what their MO is. Their MO is trying to outwork, to physically intimidate, and to have D get, to wear the other team's D down. And I thought with the support of our forwards and with how well our D went back for the pucks, that was a huge part of that series, and it's going to have to be the same key in this week's series. We're going to have to do a great job breaking the puck out.
All right. Thanks for your time. Good luck.
Thank you, Brian.
Sure. Tony Granato, head coach of the Wisconsin Badgers. Wisconsin takes on Clarkson Friday and Saturday night. Both games start at 7 o'clock. You can hear them on the Badgers Sports Network. Friday's game also on Fox Sports Wisconsin. For Tony Granato and Jay Williams, I'm Brian Posick. Thanks for watching the Badger Hockey Digest.